Winnipeg, City, dis-moi si tu es prêt. Manitoba, dis-moi si tu es prêt. Un G-son fait monter le master. Boom bap, musique pour ton ghetto blaster. Pour ton ghetto blaster. Pour ton ghetto blaster.
I'm Nervous Ben. No, I'm not. My name is Ben Williams.
I'm the founder and president of Space Winnipeg, which is the co-presenter of the 2019 Afro Prairie Film Festival. And I'm the festival director too.
So I'm the production center director here at the Winnipeg Film Group.
Okay.
And also a co-partner of Afro Prairie Film Festival, which is part of what you guys are here for, which is great and it's beautiful and it's love. There you go.
We started the Afro Prairie Film Festival last year out of our partnership with Winnipeg Film Group and Space Winnipeg, and we just really wanted to promote and represent Black narratives on screen, because in Manitoba, historically, I don't think Black narratives were as supported and exposed, and it's important to have Black representation. I love movies and film and filmmaking, so I think that's one of the main reasons why we did it.
What movie did you come to watch?
Chateau.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
The movie was shot in Paris, and it was just pretty much talking about, people trying to hustle on the streets and trying to get customers to come into the shops and stuff like that. And I really found it to have a really good sense of humor. I laughed, just watching like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. It was really interesting. So, yeah.
So we have 2 Oscar-nominated films. It's Black Klansman by Spike Lee, and then there's another film, Hell County.
Well, I think there's not a lot of Black filmmakers that I've met in Winnipeg, so it's cool to see a film festival that's showcasing Black filmmakers throughout Canada. So I'm excited to see some of the films this weekend and see some of the work that's being done in Winnipeg and throughout Canada.
How are you really?
Okay, if you had asked me this question 6 months ago, boy, oh boy, I couldn't even leave my bed. I was just like, and you've put that face on where you tell people I'm doing great, to the point I had to book this vacation in order to, I haven't, yeah, absolutely. So kept on extending my stay, and it was 6 months, and I was like, I have to go back home. But the energy that I have right now is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. You know what I mean? So I feel amazing right now.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Bisong Taiwo. I'm a filmmaker, and I actually have one of my films playing on Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, and what is your film called?
It's called Dream Chasers.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about it without ruining it for me?
Yeah, for sure. It's a musical that myself and 2 of my longtime collaborators, Chioma and Jessica, made. And it's basically just a short film celebrating Afro beats. This guy hangs out with his friends, and the girlfriend comes over, there's some arguments, and they break out into music.
We have 8 short films that are going to be a part of this festival.
Okay.
And it's amazing because we named the award in the honor of Winston Moxham, who was a Black filmmaker here. And basically he used to work here at the Cinematheque, and he's one of the only Black filmmakers historically that I know of that actually existed here. And we have a vault of his films, but a lot of people don't know his work. And so we wanted to do something special when we created this festival. We want to celebrate up-and-coming emerging filmmakers. So.
Yeah.
And part of my job here at the film group is to help support independent filmmakers throughout the province of Manitoba. So basically, if you're a filmmaker in Manitoba, this is my job. But it's kind of cool because now that we have this festival, right? We have an opportunity to celebrate Black filmmakers. And in my 5 years being here from the States, I've only seen 4 Black filmmakers come through here, which is not a lot. Having this and having Black films being shown on a platform like this, in a space like this, and us being the only one doing this in Central Canada, because we're the first one and the only one of our kind here, it's a really big opportunity for people to see the voices and the different voices that are part of this festival.
Yeah. What would you say your favorite film is?
Of all time?
Yeah, actually, give me top 3.
Okay, top 3. Lost in Translation, Before Sunrise, and Lion.
I have seen none of those.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
If you were speaking to yourself those 6 months ago, what would you have told yourself that you needed to do to come back into this mindset right now, this energy?
Oh.
So, like, what would you tell yourself? You know what I mean?
Yes. You know what? I was doing so much stuff that I was not giving time for myself. Self-love is very important, I think. Self-love is like number one. Don't complain about everything. Be in the moment. You know what I mean? I was doing a million things and I was like getting anxiety and stuff like that. Now I am appreciative of the little things and I'm just like, oh, how could I make your day better instead of just like thinking about me too? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, once you're healthy, you can start thinking about other people.
You can't give anything to your loved ones if you don't have anything within yourself to give. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I think you taking that time for yourself and everything was like super great. Self-love.
I feel amazing on it.
I'm a firm believer that creative people and people who have like an active imagination, a lot of that imagination and creativity comes from their own experiences. You know what I mean? So what would you say was your inspiration for your film?
I love music. I love music from all over the globe, really, and it's rare that I'm Nigerian, so it's rare that you see Nigerian musical movies at a high quality, you know, or at all, if ever. So the goal with this was just to see if we could pull it off, like make a movie that's a celebration of all kinds of African music, high life to Fuji, to Afro beats, you know, that kind of thing. So and have an engaging story and an entertaining story as well. So that's it. That's the inspiration.
There's a very large indigenous filmmaking community here, and there's a smaller black filmmaking community here. What we're trying to do is because there's a similar experience between the two cultures.
Integrate them a
Yeah.
little bit, yeah?
Yeah, so we're trying to make sure that we support one another and we're trying to slowly build that community, because this is only the second year that this festival is happening. You know, it's one thing to talk about gender parity and about diversity in film, but if people do not show up to a festival like this, then all that, it just goes out the door. It means nothing. It's meaningless. It's totally meaningless, because if you don't show up and support something like this, then how can something like this grow, and how can something like this continue to foster?
I think it's really easy for people to support a cause, like just with, like, I guess, like social media or something like that, talking to other people, but it's another thing to actually show up physically to support that cause.
If we're saying we want to support women, then we should be going to programming that supports women. If we're saying we support indigenous filmmakers, then we need to go to their stuff. And we also need to see how we can help and support.
Would you regret trying any of those substances? Like, do you think that it's healthy for like an adolescent at that age to want to experience like different substances like that?
I think if, big if, spoken from experience, if you do the proper research and you know what you're dealing with, and you treat it with the reverence, I did initially, but then got a little carried away, so that would be my take on it now.
And I think I don't know if this is the same for you, but I think one of the most important things when you're deciding to try those types of things is having like a good support system. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna do things like that, you need to be around people that you feel comfortable if something were to go wrong. You know what I mean?
That's completely in agreement, especially when it comes to psychedelics. It's really meant to be something you're guided through and sharing with people. So.
Especially like if you had like a bad trip or something and you weren't around people you felt safe around, that could be like a really dangerous situation. And I think that's where it goes wrong. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I noticed your hair too. I want to ask you about your hair. Okay. I know that for a lot of black women,
Yes.
you go through a phase where you don't like your hair. You always want to straighten it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, what age did you make the decision to come out of that phase?
I was wearing wig
Okay.
and all kind of stuff, like I've permed my hair, I've worn wig, and or I braided my hair and everything. Once I wore my wig, the attention I was getting was so much from the people that I couldn't even walk.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not even my hair. So I started getting worried, like, how about if I get into a relationship? Like, what are they gonna say? Like, do I take it off and then it's just like somebody else? No, seriously, I'm not kidding.
No, I have that fear.
And then the fear of like, people say, oh, you're beautiful on the street. And I was like, what about without it? I know it's the hair, because like all of a sudden you get all this attention. So I took it off. I went to a barber shop and I told them buzz everything and take off like everything.
So
was
not
gone.
even big cut, just like
No,
all of it
all
off?
of it off.
Like buzz cut off?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, and I came home and I was shocked, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. At that moment, I had to learn to love me without nothing. It was so hard. It's a process.
Do you know, going to like a preppy white school, all the girls have like straight hair, and every time I left my hair natural, everybody always commented on it or made a huge, like wanted to touch it. Oh, how come your hair looks like this? Yada, yada, yada. So I straightened it. And then when I was 18, I just was like, this isn't right. And there's nothing wrong with my natural hair like this. So fuck that shit.
It takes time. Honestly, it takes time. A year, a year to grow back and stuff. But then it's worth it.
Honestly, I think half of the growth isn't even like the physical growth, like the growth of your hair to grow in. I think it's like the mental growth, you know what I mean? Because I feel like within, I'd say like maybe like the first couple months of you getting that chop, you were probably really attached to your hair.
Yeah.
So you're going to carry yourself differently, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So like people aren't going to compliment you because they're going to feel like you're projecting this energy that you don't even necessarily like yourself, and people aren't really, it sounds bad, but like people aren't really attracted to energy like that, you know what I mean?
And like we have a lot of young people coming through here now, and a lot of young women now. Look, if you're serious about making film, this is your home. We want to support you. You know, it's all love. You know, so
No, I really dig how open and self-knowledgeable you are.
yeah, I'm old school.
Yeah.
I'm old school,
Yeah.
living in the new day.
Yeah.